So something is happening right now that is going to have a major impact on the United States, the American people, and other countries. Just so you know, it has nothing to do with an illness, has nothing to do with wars in other countries. It is all here in the United States. It's happening right now. Lawmakers have no clue how to handle this, and neither does the president. So, I'm going to address what's going on in just a moment. All I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. According to many experts, they are saying that 2024 will be the most difficult year on record. This is troubling because 2023 has been fairly difficult. 2022 was hard. 2021, we saw a lot of deaths, we saw additional inflation, we saw many problems, and obviously 2020 was where it all started. This has been a troubling 3 or 4 years. Now, what is actually happening right now, according to experts say, is only going to get worse. It's happening right now. As we speak, as you're watching this video, you are seeing this crisis get worse. And I want to show you some images so that you understand just how bad this is. Look at this. This image is from a reservation. This is the US-Mexico border. You can see right here, there's no border wall. It's just little sticks and poles, and there's hundreds of people waiting to get into the United States. This one, people are waiting to get into the United States. Look at all these people just lined up, just waiting to get into the US. Right here, this railroad crossing, we will touch on that in a moment, but again, that is a concern as well. And then this one, we are now seeing Texas put razor wire at the border to protect themselves, their state, and prevent people from coming into the United States. Now, we've also seen the Supreme Court is not going to tell the federal government that, yes, you can take these down, because this is turning into a major problem. Even a week or so ago, Arizona had to call the National Guard in order to prevent more illegal immigrants coming into the state of Arizona. Guess what? Arizona is a Democratic state. So even Democrats are pushing back against their own president, their own leader, because they say he is not doing his job. Now, I want to show you a few other things. Okay? Look at this. It says migrants cross U.S. border in record numbers, undeterred by Texas's razor wire and Biden's policies. This is turning into a massive problem that is not just affecting the border states. It's not just Texas and Arizona and California. There are other states that are being impacted. For instance, Illinois and New York. Those are 2 Democratic-led states that are being impacted because they are now being overrun by illegal immigrants. Now, I can tell you that the Biden administration is attempting to fix this, and they are, but he's also pushing the responsibility onto another person. That's Mexico's president, Miguel Obrador. So just so you understand, this is not something that's going to go away. This is a problem that experts say will get worse because of what is happening in 1 year. In 1 year, we are going to see a presidential election. This means we could see Republicans lose or maintain the majority in the House. We could see Democrats lose or maintain the majority in the Senate. And we could see a changeover in president. And if it goes from President Biden to former President Donald Trump, this is, according to experts, why there's so many people, thousands and thousands of people, attempting to enter the United States now, because they know if President Biden loses, which as of right now, experts anticipate he will, and former President Donald Trump comes into office, those people getting into the U.S. in thousands and thousands of people every single day, this is going to stop. President Trump would put an end to this. That is why there's thousands of people entering the United States now, and experts anticipate these numbers will only increase over the next handful of months. Now, what does this mean? Well, here's what we know. Right now, President Biden is going to turn towards the Mexican president for his assistance. And what he's asked from him is, can you slow down the amount of people coming in to Mexico from Venezuela? Slow them down at your southern border so that they don't come to our southern border and attempt to get into the United States. Well, he says, yes, I can do that. However, it's going to cost. Means it's going to cost money. We have to put up the money. We have to support Mexico, or else we will not see this move any further. Now, here's where things get very interesting. According to the Border Patrol, they are saying that migrant encounters at the southern border near 250,000 in November. That's a lot of people. But you know what's even more troubling is what the United States had to do in order to have the amount of people available to process these illegal immigrants. The federal government, they actually closed down railroad crossings, and they just reopened the railroad crossings in Texas, in El Paso and in Eagle Pass. They opened that up on Monday. These were closed for days. I believe it was 4 days that these were closed for. And being that these two railroad crossings were closed, this cost some railroad operators and companies hundreds of millions of dollars per day that they lost. Just think, if this is what the federal government is planning to do, if we see thousands and thousands of people attempt to enter the United States, they come in illegally, they get caught, and now they have to be processed. Well, the federal government doesn't have that many Border Patrol agents. So what they did is they shut down these railroad crossings, they reassigned those agents to other areas so that they could process immigrants faster, get them out, and then they could reopen the railroad crossing. Just think if this happens every single week. Let's just say it happens once a week, where every single week we see the railroad crossings get shut down for, let's say, 2 days. If companies are losing hundreds of millions of dollars every single day, that's going to be billions and billions of dollars at the end of this year that we lose because we don't have enough agents, or we're letting too many people enter into the United States. Now, here's where other experts say this will be the most difficult time of the year, because what's about to happen is we are about to see the Biden administration negotiate border policies with the Republican Party. As of right now, they cannot agree to a bipartisan bill. This is troubling because, according to experts, they say that we are likely to see border policies, border security issues, are going to be going up against government funding. Guess what? We have to pass a government funding bill by January 19th, or else the United States government would shut down, which means we would see millions and millions of people be furloughed. We'd see different agencies shut down. Parks would be closed. This is something that is going to impact every single one of us. And what you need to understand is it's happening right now. It's happening before our eyes. Now, if you're wondering, how close are we to a government funding bill? We're a little ways away. Time-wise, it's close. As far as an agreement, we're a little ways away. How far are we to a border security policy that both parties accept? We're still pretty far away, but yet we're close. What's different is the policies versus, and the verbiage versus the funding. Do we just fund it with additional $10 billion? Or do, instead of funding it, because again, that means we're spending more money which we don't have, or instead of that, maybe we go and change the verbiage. We limit asylum seekers. There's not as many people that are going to be entered into the United States legally. We change what some people are able to get as far as benefits when they do come into the United States. How quickly can they get a job and a work permit? All these things are currently on the table. As far as whether or not we see this go forward, whether or not we see people have any success here, don't know. All I can tell you is this is happening right now, and experts say that 2024 will be the most difficult year on record. And that's scary because we have just lived through 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. All tough years. So, if you have any questions on this, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I will see you guys on the next one.